Hey everyone, it's quarantine day, whatever. Listening to a little Farm Aid right now, getting inspired by a little Neil Young. But I put together this video for you. Let me turn this down. Mostly inspired by a good friend of mine that I reconnected with after 13 years and asked some good questions, and being that we got the time to connect this way and educate and love and learn from one another, I thought I'd share some good stretches for the piriformis or the sciatic nerve that can cause a lot of people pain, especially when you're sitting for long periods of time. This is a muscle that works in conjunction with another muscle that's in the front of our hips. This is called the psoas muscle. So between these two different groups of muscles, there's a balancing act that needs to happen. And I'll show you some ways that you can actually work with these muscles to help loosen them so they're not impinging on nerves, give you more relief, and empower you to take care of your health when you're here at home. So as you can see, got my quarantine hair, and I just want to show you the first one. Would be, again, we get on the floor like so, and the easiest way to do this is by crossing our leg like this, and we want to take our knee and bring it more to the midline of our body here. So again, I'm just going to gently rest my hand here so it's in the center of my body, and I'm going to bring this leg up like so to produce and create the stretch. So I'm only going into this stretch for 1-2 seconds. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And what I'm doing there is I'm stretching it just enough to create a stretch without overstretching it to the point where the muscle wants to rebound or cramp up. And this is actually called, it's a intelligent stretch. It's actually called an isolated or isometric type stretch. So we're just isolating it, we're actively engaging the muscle for only a short period of time, and again, we're coming back to a neutral position. The other muscle that we want to stretch and lengthen, again, is the iliopsoas muscle. So that's this big hip flexor muscle right here in the front of our hip. And one of the best ways that I found to actually open this muscle up is to, again, align the upper body like so. So I like to pick something I can look up at. And again, I'm focusing my eyes on that area that keeps my eyes upwards so my spine remains straight in alignment. And so the idea is you're going to lunge forward, again, going into the stretch for 1-2 seconds. And you want to incorporate some breathing while you're doing this. And as I move my hips forward like this, I'm also leaning back and looking up this way. And again, that keeps my alignment in check as I lengthen and open this muscle. If you're feeling a little frisky, you can even incorporate more of this yoga type move where you're bringing the arms up over your head and creating an opening within the connective tissue or the fascia. And that's that kind of saran wrap stuff that coats and surrounds every cell and muscle tissue of our body and keeps us all together. So when we lengthen muscles, the idea is we want to also engage that fascia, that connective tissue that will be so influential in allowing the muscle to let go. The other thing I wanted to show you as well was using some tools. So a golf ball here can be one of your greatest friends when it comes to releasing tight knots, adhesions, things of that nature. And a lot of times where you'll find these knots will be right here in this part of the glute. If you go a little further down, if you measure right here where this big bony prominence is, this is called your greater trochanter. And I like to measure it this way, where I take the bottom of the hip, kind of trace it back to here, to the bone, and then I go just a little bit high of that, where I see the bottom of the hip. So right about there, that is right where that piriformis muscle is there. And ideally, that's the muscle we want to target for any sciatic pain. So what you're going to do is position the golf ball like so on the hip, and then ideally you're going to lay and roll yourself onto the golf ball. And once you kind of start to kind of maneuver your body around, see I'm kind of moving my body like so, now you can find that spot and just again create a nice deep pressure using the golf ball. And again, it doesn't have to be much to engage the knot. I like to say on a scale of 1 to 10, it should be around like a 5 or 6 for intensity, maybe peaking at a 7, but not much more. And again, what you want to do is find that spot, lay into it, do some deep breathing, and as you breathe and allow your body to fully let go, that's when the muscle will release itself, or the knot will release itself. So these are 3 great tips on ways that you can help manage your sciatic pain, especially during quarantine time when we're all sitting around. So be on the lookout. There will certainly be more videos to come as we build our archive of tools, tips, training, and technique that can help you stay well and healthy through this quarantine time and for all the years to come. So we hope you have a great evening. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay focused on what's important. Take care.